Astrology here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Adyaye Namaha. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, so this video is about the new moon in Bharani Nakshatra, which is about transformation. It's about women, women's rights, the womb, the yoni, the sexual organ, sexuality, children. So it's ruled by Yama, which is the god of death. So with so many planets in the 12th house, deaths and endings do come into play. Saturn being here is showing us this is where the karma lies, and it is conjunct Venus, which is the nakshatra lord of Bharani Nakshatra. And Saturn is the old ways of doing things, but it's in the last zodiac sign in Pisces, showing that it's wrapping things up. Rahu is here conjunct Saturn, and Rahu wants to create something new. It is an extreme battle between the old and the new. It shows that something suddenly happens without warning, much like birth. This can be literal, as it is the 5th house lord and the 4th house lord are here, or it can be metaphorically in the matters of the homelands, leaders, something new in the entertainment industry, extreme events, especially extreme weather events, and extreme events in trade, speculation, sports, education, upper legislation, diplomats from foreign countries, presidents and prime ministers. And when it comes to weather events, these would be extreme ones involving water. Also, upper legislation, diplomats from foreign countries, presidents and prime ministers. Bharani can be roughly translated into bearing, or she who bears. It can represent birth, as in something new, or destroying the old ways of doing things, like Ma Kali destroys the ego by killing the demons. It is death, transformation and rebirth, a battlefield against the good and the evil. Extreme events can occur going from one opposite to the other, life and death scenarios, which can create a balance between the two, confusion and chaos. This pada goes into Leo Navamsha, which can signal leaders going to extremes. Conflicts and enemies can come into play. Bharani Nakshatra is when we are still in the womb of the mother and fully dependent on her for nourishment. It is about her ability to receive, hold, and nurture or destroy. Being dependent on others becomes a lesson. What we value in terms of food, as we are fed by the mother, and we learn to value her as she is all that we have, and how she feels is how we feel too. We must learn to deal with uncertainty or challenges when we are stuck in her stomach. It is all about learning patience and discipline when we have no choice but to rely on others. This is where social norms are broken and taboos arise. Its energy cannot fit into any social norms. Protests are possible involving women's rights, trans rights. In the UK, this was happening on August 19th, August 20th, and there could be more going on. The main symbol is the yoni, which is the sexual organ. This being the doorway to birth, death, and transformation, but also brings themes of having to sacrifice something. People can be very jealous at this time. There can be a lot of secrecy. The secrecy could be exposed. Themes around sexuality, like I was saying, trans rights, especially with Mercury there. And there could be some themes around struggling for things. Frustration in the homelands by the masses. Leaders can be very egotistical. Problems with the housing industry. Something new comes to light, and the masses feel very dependent upon the leaders. A mass transformation in the homelands of many countries involving leaders. Many endings. This ending involves the reputation of many countries and its leaders, also government officials in authority positions. There is new leadership. This is definitely in Canada, but possibly in the US in certain areas. There will be some ups and downs and endings and possible losses for vice presidents of many countries, alliances, groups, parliament, legislation, the department of the governments, probably some cutbacks there, the national aims of governments, the will of the people, and possibly some gains from other countries can be very up and down. Mars has strength here, as there is a mutual exchange between the 4th and the 1st house, Moon and Mars. We will be dealing with conflicts with leaders in the homelands. matters of war. Jupiter is in Magashira Nakshatra, which is the mirage in Taurus, which is all about fashion design. Jupiter is the 12th house lord going into the second house, showing some losses in these areas. What's happening now is that the tariffs have exposed luxury brands, as most of the components are made in China. And the same goes with watches like Rolex, for example. Even brands like Hermes, their $40,000 bag was exposed to be built in China, which is actually only worth $500. So you can see Venus is luxury items, Mercury is trade, Saturn is reputation, and Rahu is unexpected events in the 12th house of loss. And I have an entire video coming about that, and I'm going to break down what that means for China. So that's creating ups and downs for gemstone dealers, people who deal with earth products, which is what's happening because of the tariffs, basically. The textile and garment industry. So this is highs for some and lows for others. So it depends who you are. Fashion designers and trendsetters. This will be affecting people in sales, advertising industry, those who work on the lands like farmers or gardeners, real estate developers, those traveling or exploring. But it is good for anyone in spiritual businesses, as this 12th house can negate losses. For places like China, who is now exposing factories that make the brand items and now letting you order from them directly with import-export businesses, this is very good. Wealth can come from foreign lands. There is a mutual exchange between the 2nd and the 12th house, which gives both strength, but Saturn and Rahu there can still be some ups and downs in these areas of money, family, dealing with foreign places, immigration, isolated places, and the markets, especially because Venus and Mercury are here. Businesses will be focusing on gaining wealth from faraway places. Many will want to go into isolation. This pada that it goes into Leo Navamsha gives power and courage to leaders to deal with conflicts of the public in the homelands. For many, this can give courage and leadership abilities for the individual. So the karma of this pada, it tells us that it is important to pursue a profession that you received education in rather than going for another profession based on greed. So the story of this pada involves a man taking up a loan for a business from an older lady in bad health and was never able to pay back the loan. His curse was passed down to his family and kids. So this can be leaders taking a loan from the masses that they did not pay back, or vice versa, like say business loans. I don't know if the government had some kinds of business loans that they put out, and then maybe now they're going to ask for the money back and people can't pay it back. Not a good idea to take loans from businesses using credit cards as well. It's never a good idea, but especially at this time. Mercury in the 12th house is also showing losses due to trade, but this is also the 6th house lord, which is the yoga karka, which can bring success after another one's losses. So that's exactly what we see with China. Now, later on the 27th, after the moon, like at night, and the time depends on where you live, Saturn will actually go into Leo Navamsha as well. So Sun and Saturn will both be in Leo Navamsha. So there can be a clash between, and then also Venus will be in there too, which I'll explain. So there can be a clash between civil servants, the masses, and the leaders, which can cause a mass transformation and extreme events, probably protests for women or trans, or life and death scenarios. Because Saturn is going to transit into Uttarabhadra Nakshatra at night. And then so I'm going to have an entire video about this, but it's going to go into the Leo Navamsha first in the first pada. So this is the Yogi Nakshatra. So this is where we must balance the physical world and the spiritual world. This can be the physical world or the online world as well, the virtual world. Many awakenings can happen here, many endings in certain areas. Many things can happen in the sky, like we have been seeing. And it will calm the Illuminati agenda a little bit because it's out of Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, but we still have Rahu there, which is amplifying that energy. So in the first pada, in Uttara Bhadrapada, the karma comes to leaders who are not focused on fighting wars and protecting the land, but rather instead focused on material pursuits, trade, and themes of prostitution. So this is the karma that will come up. And this will be all year, as Saturn will be mostly in pada 1. This can create a backlash against leaders versus the masses, like I said, because many will want to be free from the bondage of leaders and celebrities as they awaken. Clashes with civil servants and authority figures based on a dark agenda. Ego clashes with seniors, father figures. So it's important to serve humanity rather than creating ego clashes. Changes in leadership, like for Canada, for example, because we have the votes going on the next day. Now, Venus is back in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, and we are concluding events from January 30th to February 5th of this year. So that's the last time when Venus was in this Pada and this Nakshatra. So it brings in women issues, themes around luxury items, money, and material items. So this is actually when the tears began. So there could possibly be some type of conclusion in the month of May, but we have to remember Saturn is still here all year and will retrograde in some way, and then that will be revised. So it won't be over, but there are some things that could be over because it's going to go on all year. This Pada brings out themes of prostitution and trade. So it is about someone who is unable to maintain the duties, like I said, of fighting wars and protecting the land, but instead was involved in trade. So there could be harsh words that can destroy lineages here. Yes, it's good because Venus is here, so that can cause some kind of stability in these areas, but it's still in the Leo Navamsha with Saturn, and then Saturn and Sun do clash. So it's important to serve others and appreciate others in your relationship. So Saturn will come here and help many to be free from materialism and relationships which are too controlling in nature, and give peace by limiting ego desires. This Pada is ruled by Sun and can make many want to be free from leaders, celebrities, and give you sudden knowledge that helps you achieve liberation. When you humble yourself, you receive the blessings of Adhir Budhana, who is the deity of this nakshatra. So Venus, Saturn, Ketu in the 12th house can also bring stable relationships with foreign people, outcasts of society, or long distance relationships. Someone who is in a healing profession or overseas in trade, import, or export. For some, this can bring obsession in relationships, and we might not be seeing them for who they truly are, as Rahu can create illusions. Spiritual awakenings can happen out of nowhere based on routine sadhana. So you're going to see a lot of themes revolved around the following professions. Anyone who deals with children, like caretakers or babysitters or daycare, midwives, gynecologists. And this also deals with death, homicide, detectives, police, fertility clinics. For some, this can help them get pregnant if they've been waiting on that. Schools, the tea and coffee industry can be affected. Dealing with animals, firefighters, there could be some fires out of nowhere. Anything using luxurious brands, glamour, the pornography industry, and prostitution, tantra. There's a possibility of volcanoes erupting or earthquakes. And also what can be affected is the seed and fertilizer industry. So that's just a little bit about what I see about this upcoming new moon. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.